This is the murder of Deundray Cottrell. Deundray Dominic Cottrell was born in 1992 in Atlanta, Georgia. From he was born, he was known to be a very gifted child, always excelling in whatever he chose to do. Deundray had a personality that was bigger than life, and you instantly realized it as soon as you came in contact with him. On July 4th, Deundray Cottrell was visiting his sister Angelica Harris, 35, in Birmingham, Alabama, with his romantic and business partner, Julian Morris. When he went inside to check on his dog shortly before fireworks began, Angelica said that she thought it was odd that Deundray and Julian were visiting without Deundray Cottrell, who was in a polyamorous relationship with the two. There were times that Deundray would come by himself, but we have never seen just Deundray and Julian visiting the family by themselves. But she assumed the trio possibly had a disagreement or that Deundray's schedule wouldn't allow for the trip, so she didn't make a big deal about it. When Deundray never came back outside to watch the fireworks, Angelica say Juliana told her that Deundray jumped out of a window in her home and vanished. When Angelica realized all of the windows in her home were sealed shut, she asked Julian again about where her brother went. Then she say Juliana told her that Deundray actually jumped off the patio and disappeared. Angelica said that Juliana told her that she was trying to tell her brother that he loved him, and then he just jumped and disappeared off the balcony, which was pretty strange. That didn't seem like something that her brother would do at all. It was just so far away from the person that he was and the personality that he had. Angelica became extremely worried and wanted to find her brother as soon as possible. Angelica and her family immediately began searching for Deundray, but they weren't able to find him that evening. The next day, Deundray Cottrell traveled to Birmingham to help with the search. Deundray, and Julian were all part of Keys Boy Entertainment, a male trio dancing group in Atlanta, Georgia. All three of them was also romantically involved with each other, and they had a large following on social media. Deundray and Deundray had been in a relationship for 14 years, and the pair met Julian in 2021. Deundray stated, "Our relationship flourished over the years, especially moving to Atlanta and starting a business together." Deundray described Deundray as an organized and particular, adding he doesn't take risks. Given that, says the idea that Deundray jumped from a height on July 4th to leave his sister's house is hard for him to wrap his head around. "I just can't believe that he would do that, especially at a place like this, his sister's house, which we visited for years," Deundray stated. That was his safe place. Throughout their 14 years relationship, Deundray grew close to Deundray's family, so when they told him Deundray was missing, he knew he had to help in the search. Deundray arrived in Birmingham on July 5th to look for his partner, to no avail. Deundray stated, "I am extremely worried and I cannot even sleep. Remembering the antagonizing days of knowing where Deundray was, I'm just not understanding what's going on." By this point, Julian had already left. On July 6th, Deundray requested search and rescue dogs to help find Deundray. That day, Deundray's body was found in an abandoned shed near his sister's house, sending shockwave throughout his family. "It was the strangest day," said Angelica. "I remember all of us standing out in the road. I remember taking off running to the stop sign, and I remember seeing the cops trying to tie the yellow tape. As soon as they started to tie the tape, it started to rain, and it rained and rained and rained the rest of the day, and everybody stood in the rain. I just remember being numbed." The Birmingham Police Department has since labeled Deundray dead a homicide, but his cause of death has not been released and few official details have been announced. However, BBD has labeled Morris as a person of interest in the case. Deundray's loved ones have not had any contact with Julian Morris since Deundray's death, and police are still asking for him to come in for questioning. Julian Morris' lawyer has since released a statement in connection with the case. It reads in part, "Mr. Morris wants answers as well and is awaiting those answers after a full and thorough thorough investigation has been completed. On the advice of counsel, he will not be given any further statement at this time. Garnell says he is now leaning on Deundray Cottrell family doing the grieving process as they all wait for answers and justice. It is so much of a community within Deundray Cottrell family that it is my family too, D. Eric stated. That's why we have such a strong bond even through the grief. D. Eric went on to state, I just want to let the world know that Deundray had nothing but love in him. I just hope that his justice is served and that the world knows exactly what happened to such a good person. Angelica say her family is still grappling with the grief, but are holding close to them everything Deundray, who was pursuing his doctorate in public administration and marketing at the time of his death, brought to this world. He was everything to us, she stated. The fact that he's being minimized to just another tragedy, it hurts, and it hurts for my mom. He was somebody's brother. He was somebody's son. He was the golden lining in the sky for so many people. He was the best thing to a lot of people. There is no doubt that Deundray Cottrell was a bright young man with a brighter future ahead and was filled with lots of love and was given a lot of love as he was growing up. It's unfortunate that he had to reach such an ending and uncertainty about what really happened to him. My prayers and condolence goes out to his family. May his soul rest in everlasting peace. Until next time on the Meaningful Talk Crime Doc, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you guys later in the comment section.